I got a 3-point plan to fix everything.
Break it down.
Number one, we got this guy not sure. Number two, he's got a higher IQ than any man alive. And number three, he's gonna fix everything. I give you my word as president.
As we all know, Donald Trump is back in office. Some people are happy, some people are scared, some people don't care. But either way, this is what we're about to be facing for these next couple of years. So today I'm looking to break down what I think is going to happen and what we should expect as black people. Donald Trump is hilarious. Like, he's funnier than George Bush. I watched some of those interviews and I really just can't believe how much this guy makes me laugh. So I am looking forward to the next 4 years to see how entertaining it actually is. I just don't get, out of all the outstanding white people in America, this is who white people choose to represent them. It almost makes sense to me because it's like he's like the perfect representation of white trash. We seen the inauguration today. He did some signings of the executive orders. To me, those policies really didn't mean anything for us. He's signing executive orders stating that there's only going to be one gender in America and how we're going to change the name of Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Things that really don't matter. Like we just want to be able to afford groceries. We just want to be able to pay our rent, take our families out of town. I just do simple stuff. We really don't care about these small little rules and stuff they're trying to change just to distract us, just so they don't have to talk about real policies, things that actually matter to us, our underfunded schools, addressing rent problems, addressing inflation. Anything but to help us just live a normal life. At the inauguration, we already got a preview of what we can expect from him. It was Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, just nothing but billionaires and people that's just going to be shaping policies. And it's scary because a lot of his cabinet is going to be business people that's heavy capitalism focused. So the fact that we're expecting to see prices go down when everybody who's going to be inside the cabinet and office are former business people, it just doesn't make any sense. Every time I say something about groceries or something, I run into the MAGAs and they're like, "Oh, well, when he gets here on the 20th, groceries are gonna go down. I can't wait till this happens." It's not happening. I just don't see it happening. Everybody in his cabinet he's in their pockets. They're lobbying for his attention. They're going to be setting policies, and everything is just going to keep getting worse. Everything's going to be more money motivated and not make any sense to at least us, because we're just regular folks in this. And while they're changing all these policies and stuff behind our back, they're just expecting people to blindlessly follow him. Like, he got away with COVID. Millions of Americans died. It was literally one of the worst things that ever happened since I've been alive. Sometimes I just can't believe how blindlessly people follow him. It really reminds me of the movie Idiocracy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of America! President Camacho!
Sit your monkey ass down. Chill out. Shit. I know shit's bad right now with all that starving bullshit.
Nobody ever brings up that COVID happened under him, that America, we were chemically attacked, biowarfare. I'm talking about I couldn't breathe, I couldn't smell stuff. Like, a lot of people had people that died, but for some reason he doesn't get blamed for it. A lot of people like to say it was Biden who handled COVID, but honestly, it started off with Trump and then they just passed it over to Biden. It's like, a lot of people forget there's no red or blue. These are the same exact party. It's a big club and we're not in it. These guys are all friends. These guys all fly on the same private jets. You can't pick between the red or blue. It's like picking, do you want to get punched or do you want to get slapped? Like, either way, you're going to get hit in your face. It's just crazy to me that people think there's actually a two-party system now that benefits us and that they're not all part of the same club. I don't see things getting better or prices going down because of his tariff policies. Tariffs worked back when people needed America, when we actually had industry and stuff and people needed to import and export from us. So we could tariff and everything like that because people needed America. China doesn't need America. They have huge economies now. They have plenty of world allies to where tariffs on those items aren't going to work. It's going to do nothing but get passed down to us. And also, once something costs something, once eggs cost $9, once stuff costs $6, once people start paying that price for it, prices don't go back down. They're not going to lower the price once people have adapted to those prices. So prices aren't going to go down. He's a real estate guy, so it's going to be really hard to find houses. It's already hard under Biden. He's a real estate guy, so he makes all his money off real estate, and it's going to be a lot of lobbying for things to happen in real estate. It's going to be more corporations buying up these houses. It's going to be more for rent style communities that we don't need. It's not going to be any ownership involved. It's going to be him and his friends' pockets getting lined. It's crazy because Trump caters to like some of the lowest quality white people, but his whole inner circle is just rich people. He just recently released during the inauguration weekend the Trump coin, which is a crypto. And it's basically, long story short, it made him a crypto billionaire, made plenty of people millionaires. He owns 80% of the Trump coin. So while everybody's running it, he's going to be able to take all the money and not be held accountable. You know, and this is supposed to be a cryptocurrency, which is for an entirely another video, but crypto is just ways for people to get rich without doing any work. You know, they're just using their popularity, creating these meme coins, which he just did. And once again, he's not going to be held liable for whatever security exchange violations he's going to do when he does rug pull the cryptos. Starting off, he's already been scandalous and showing who he's for. Closing down the Department of Education and leaving it up to the states it's not going to turn out good. I'm already seeing schools around me close. So, for instance, if you have a public school around you and it's not getting funded or has to close down, it's going to require you to get a voucher to go to another school. So even if you get accepted for the voucher to go to another school, you're going to have to find a way for your kid to get there and get picked up every day. So if it's not on your way to work and you don't have any family or friends, it's going to be hard. So the closing of the Department of Education just shows how unimportant education is to these people right now, and how much of a grip they got on us that they don't even need us to actually be educated no more. They have AI, so they're not really worried about school. School's going to be a privilege soon and not a right. So only if you can afford it, in private schools and upper class people are going to be able to afford the school. Just closing the Department of Education and seeing all the schools around me close, just showing how scary it's going to be within these next 4 years. What are these kids going to do? What are these parents going to do? It's making it harder because we all know what neighborhoods these schools are not being funded and getting closed. Trump keeps poking at China with these tariffs, acting as if China needs us.
Talking about a tariff of 10% on China based on the fact that they're sending fentanyl to Mexico and Canada.
How soon on those tariffs?
Probably February 1st is the date we're looking at. For Mexico and China, we're talking about approximately 25%.
Trump blamed COVID on China.
Why do you keep using this? A lot of
Because it
people
comes
say
from
it's
China.
racist.
It's not racist at all. No, not at all. It comes from China.
Instead of him being held responsible, he wanted to push all the blame on China. And he recently started stating that the Panama Canal is controlled by China and we're about to take it back over.
And above all, China is operating the Panama Canal, and we didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
So just these three things alone, I see Russia sitting back, eating popcorn, just mugging the United States like, go ahead and swing, watch what's going to happen. And he's going to start World War III. And I think that's going to be the big major event that's going to affect most of us. And everybody's just not going to hold him accountable for it. Just like COVID, they're going to let it slide. But I do see World War III coming out of this situation. It's almost pretty obvious. They're actually just kind of propagating us and indoctrinating us for it to come. But it's already here. It's basically already in the making. I don't see Donald Trump doing mass deportations. A lot of illegal immigrants came here when he was president. He never finished the border wall. He supports the H-1B1 visa. He does bring immigrants over here to work at his Mar-a-Lago and everything, as he's admitted to. Just basically, he supports immigrants taking American jobs. He has a cabinet full of guys who support and rally for immigrants to come over here and take American jobs. So I don't see that getting any better. Not only are white people losing jobs, and not only do we have to compete with white people for jobs, we're now competing with illegal immigrants who are especially picked to come over here for the jobs, plus the white person, then us. I don't see him pulling off his mass immigration. If he does, it's only going to target the Haitians that he called out.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Maybe some African people that came over here, even that only makes up 10% of the millions and millions of migrants that came over here. I just don't see him being able to hold up his word, just like he didn't hold up his word with the border wall. He said Mexico would pay for the wall. They didn't. They didn't even finish it. He didn't even finish it. He said he was going to replace Obamacare with something better. He didn't, and he left millions of Americans hanging. And now we see what's going on with the insurance. He said he was going to bring back coal and mining jobs, but instead, the coal plants have closed. He said he was going to drain the swamp, but he's just added more people to the swamp. It looks like a billionaires country club pool now. I'm not really worried about what comes from this, because usually the further they go with their plans, the more it exposes how Black Americans contribute and how much we are actually needed. We will need to take precautions and, like I said, be ready to go to war. We're always called into fights that we didn't ask for, and we're always the first ones on the first line and handling business. No matter what goes down, we always find a way to survive. As long as we're prepared and paying attention, and we keep innovating and moving and shifting, we're going to be all right. They're trying their hardest to make things impossible for us, but all we do is cut things out of our lives and get back to an older way of living. I see a lot of Black people waking up. We're not really paying attention to the hip hop, and they can't really sell us this BS anymore. So we really don't care. A lot of y'all didn't even watch the inauguration or even knew what's going on. And that's exactly what's good. That's exactly why they try to appeal to people like the MAGAs and stuff, because those people are still clocked in. Those people are still sheep-minded. They can still sell those people Trump tennis shoes and sell them meme coins and stuff, because they know we're not buying it. So they don't want to keep pushing the narrative on us, because we're over it. We're ascending, we're waking up, and we know what's going on. So they only can do things to physically try to make it harder on us. So even though a lot of us didn't ask for this, it's just how it goes in America. We're going to innovate, we're going to get through it, and we're going to get better. The world is starting to recognize us for who we are. And honestly, for Black people, I don't think we have anything to worry about.